Hey guys, we're back. Welcome back to the third hour here of the special of Once Upon a Game. We're playing the Republic. All right, so Ash, when you're ready, let's take it away.
Yeah, cool, awesome. So I think we'll jump forward a little bit, and we'll see. Um, I want to know, why is Scipio bringing Romana or back to, or at least towards the villa?
Oh, well, because I want to get help, but in a more private setting where me fucking up will be less obvious to people.
Cool, awesome. So I think
And yeah, like I think I at least somewhat picked up on some shit going on earlier, but I just don't want to have to like publicly admit that kind of stuff.
Mm. So yeah, it's like early evening, and as you're approaching, the villa is lit up. Um, there are lights on inside. Um, you can see that someone has like laid out like a formal like entrance rug on the like the entranceway into the villa, as if there's some kind of like formal dinner going on. Which you've definitely, like, this is unexpected to you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a surprise to all of us.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Portis is like coming down towards you, being like, the gentleman from before that gave you the bucket in the first place.
Yeah.
Like hurrying down from the entrance to like greet you.
Yeah. So before he even says hello, and I don't say hello to him, I just say like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, cool. Yeah, he's like, your uncle, sir. He's Miss sir. He's here. He's organized a meeting with some of the important men in town. You're invited to the dinner, though you will be expected to be dressed appropriately.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, your your uncle has laid out some clothes for you.
hmm.
And yeah, so I just like kind of like push past him. And it's like I've forgotten that Romano exists for a minute.
Yeah.
And I just like walk off to this room to look at these clothes.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, so I think so. Yeah, you head towards the room, towards your room, and there's a. Now I'm trying to remember the difference between the masculine and feminine forms of toga. But yeah, it's clearly like a women's formal.
There are fucking women's clothes here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right, like laid out for you so that like it's easy for you to get dressed after like having, and like there's like a wash bowl and like soap set out and all these sorts of things. And
I don't even know how to put this on.
Yeah.
Like I have none of the necessary skills to be ladylike, even if I wanted to be. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go and like, because I assume he's already in the party, so I just go to his room and I'm gonna take some of his clothes.
Awesome. Yeah,
because
cool.
I've been wearing the same. These are kind of getting a little shabby, so I could freshen up my wardrobe.
They're not that dirty. You didn't work that hard, but yeah, definitely. What's Romano doing?
Boy, has there ever been a case where there's been like a fancy feast or festival, like a guest of honor?
Yeah, I mean, there have been. There's never been. You've not seen it in the villa before. Like the villa's, for as long as you've known it, been abandoned, like empty until Scipio. But they've had like formal dinners in the hall that is like across from the hospice, and that usually involves like senior members of the Way of Water, a couple of like important like landowning farmers around here, which includes like Rizzo's family and things like that. Yeah, it's
Okay. So boy.
Yeah, members of Rizzo's family are almost definitely inside.
So I'm gonna need to have some like fancy clothes.
I mean, there's some laid out on the bed.
Are those?
Those are women's clothes. Yeah.
Which I mean doesn't really fit me.
Yeah. I mean, you can follow. Are you following along? Do you follow?
You could be following
into-
Scipio, and he wouldn't even notice at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
think that's what I'm gonna do.
seeing red, he's just
Yeah.
like furious.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, you like. Actually, you know what? I mean, to get to the other room, you're going to have to go like across the hall that like leads to the like dining area.
Okay.
Which like you will have to pass visual range. The question is, are you capable of doing it, or do you want to try and do that without being seen?
I'm happy being seen so long as I am like
Not fucked
screaming
with.
out angrily and looking manly, then it's fine, right? Like, if
Yeah,
anything,
cool.
they should know that I'm angry because you know
Yeah.
my anger is important. So yeah, I will storm loudly, and if anything, I will make a show of like being really like angry and powerful and like walking down hallways brusquely and like slamming doors and
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll play it out.
I feel like you're defending your right to be
Yeah, exactly. I'm like
right. Like
I'm like making this statement about who I am.
yeah, you're putting you're building, you're almost building an emotional wall between you and the thing. So I think there's an earth dice here to not, because they're going to try and call you in to talk to you before you get changed otherwise, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I need to make it intimidating enough that they won't.
Yeah, I think this is earth to if only you hadn't spent all your earth dice.
You see, if I hadn't been wasting all this time trying to help other people, I could help
You help
myself.
yourself. Yeah.
Okay, well, what am I going to roll?
Unless maybe you take 5 minutes in your room for Romano to help refresh you a bit. Is there something that
I think no, that's a really good point. I think that's what we see there. I think because we both have this pep talk.
Well, yeah, and like I go into my room and see this thing and then go to come out, and so you like catch me at the door.
Yeah.
Because you like catch up with me. Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, we can't wear this. We need to get ourselves some clothes. We're not going to be demeaned like this.
And I look at you, I'm like, what do you mean we? But yes.
Are you soothing or healing Romano?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah, cool. How many dice are you spending on that one?
I'm gonna spend all 3. Do I have to mend, or do I have to bend the water in order to restore, or is it just
No. That's so if you were to use the bending of water, the physical action, the mystical ability, then you would be more likely to succeed, but also it would exhaust and drain you more. It would be more likely to exhaust and drain you.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna use the regular one. So I'm gonna try to restore you here. All right.
Cool.
Just make sure success on 4, 6, or 9 to 20. Boy.
Yeah, this is a water action.
And water is a D20.
Okay, so one of 2 successes. So Andrew, you get 2 dice back from dead. Your choice.
Cool. That's all of my dice.
Actually, no. Technically, it's Romana's choice which ones get restored. I'm assuming that they're the Earth ones.
Oh yeah, but yeah, both of the Earths are.
Yeah, cool. And Romana, you lose one of your water ones because you're using up it's emotional labor.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a wonderful thing to say about emotional labor.
Yeah. Cool.
It's like a zero-sum game that a bunch of people are playing together.
That's what this model does.
Yeah.
It makes that into
Yes.
All right, cool. So you've got your earth dice if you want to throw up that wall and just be like, no, just throw the finger up as you walk past or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like, wear some proper clothes as I'm like storming through the house, and I like.
Now that you're filled with determination. Yeah.
You only need 1 success to avoid being called into the room before you're ready.
Yeah, and I like bat some servant out of the way or something who's like carrying some food or whatever. I just like shove him out of the way. and I'll roll both my dice. I feel like this is very important to me. So it's Earth 2d6.
Very nice.
Nice 6s.
Excellent. So yeah, like someone like goes to call with you, and then I think you hear like your uncle go, Secunda. I'm sure she'll be with us when she's ready.
And I just yell like Scipio, just like at the ceiling, like I'm just like Scipio.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. So yeah, you like storm into his room. He's like, "What is going on?" Like you hear him for like, "Where's she going?" from the other room.
Yeah, and I just like tear my clothes off and like throw them behind me in the air, and like I'm like rifling through his stuff and find something that'll do and put it on.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, I don't know what the Greco equivalent of like a black bow tie is, but
yeah, I have I'm wearing like a formal toga.
It's like you've got like a formal like brooch that like pins in.
Yeah, and there's like a or something that goes with it. Yeah. And so like Romano like briefly sees me naked and like from behind like digging through a bunch of stuff, and then I like throw clothes on.
I mean, what is the sickness like is the sickness still visible on you?
Yeah, I'm like you can like see all my bones, like I'm really like I'm like withered a bit.
Yeah.
And like I have like scars from all the like sores and stuff healing on me.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like smallpox scars.
Yeah,
totally. So I just like have all these little scars all over me.
What are you doing, Romano? Is there that moment of just being like, okay, like?
Yeah. In fact, actually, I want to do lookout. I want to make sure that no one else is.
Something? Are you looking out to make sure no one's coming in? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, there's going to be servants that are going to come and try and help. What do you?
Yeah. I'm gonna say that no one. We don't need any help. I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna use my air here to avoid danger.
That's what I was gonna say. This is.
Well, the idea is that I'm just gonna. It's small talk or whatever. Just be like, oh no, it's fine. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an air check. You only need one.
Yeah.
To deal with this.
I'm gonna try my air.
We're not in the serious business of big talk at the table yet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna use my air here to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yes.
Awesome. Good job. Nice. So yeah, like Scipio, you hear Romana behind you. Like I don't know if you care, but you hear Romana like Romano is the Time Lord. You hear Romano keeping people away from you and keeping people out of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I'm about to head out like to leave the room, and I hear that exchange happen, and it gives me pause, and I turn back and like go and find some clothes for Romano, and like
oh nice,
get them all sorted out for him. And I'm just like, Romano, come in here, and I like put it on you properly, and I have to like do some magic with it to like shorten it a little bit so it doesn't like look too weird on you.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let me just like get you sorted out here.
I mean, it sounds like you're like you're building up an impressive like display on both of you.
Yeah, totally.
Right, like you're building something, which is to so. And do you want to use some of your like earthbending ability to like really get this, or
it's like wearing vertical stripes to make you look taller kind of thing. Like I dress him in such a way as to make him appear more like imposing.
So say imperious.
Yeah.
So I think there's an earth check here. If you don't have to take the earth check, you could just dress, but if you want to take the earth check to make something that you can use later, which is that imposing dress, you can do that.
Yeah, that would be great. Let's do that.
Cool.
And so I'm gonna do some fucking earth magic here. So earth 2 capital D6. So 2 successes and I lose 1 die. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yep.
Nice. 1 out of 2. And
so
what
yeah,
does that...
you guys are so I'm taking the 2 successes as being 1 success on both of you. Is that what we're doing?
Like 1 each? Sure.
Yeah, like what one success is worth of imposing this.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome.
So we both have 1.
All right. Yeah. So
and I like spend a little extra time like kind of adjusting you, and then like kind of frown at your hair and just do one of these like and like look it back or whatever.
Yeah.
And just get you presentable.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, and you hear like you hear from the down the hall, you hear like the shuffling of like tableware as like obviously things are being moved aside to like put things on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know, food is being served.
And then I'll like bust out of the room, and there's still that servant there who's trying to help, and I'll just be like, "You go ahead."
So Lucretia just like looks at you, being like, "Oh," like she can see in her head that this is going to go down and like be intense.
Yeah, and I just give her this like super intense eye contact, and I'm just like, "You're going to go into the dining room and announce the arrival of Scipio and Romano to the table. Make sure there's space for us. Go along."
Yeah, I think that's you're breaking down. You're attacking her sense of propriety, and like what she's supposed to do. You know? And
yeah, totally. Because I'm just like, here is what you're going to do, regardless of what it's,
Yeah. Those 2 seats over there look nice. I probably say.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, to this end of the table or whatever. Yeah, what kind of role would this be?
It's a fire roll too. You're damaging or her sense of
so it's like a direct attacking. Cool.
Yeah, because like off screen, your uncle has like given her a responsibility, and you're damaging that responsibility.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like this is actually a war by proxy between me and my uncle.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
In the middle. Yeah. Cool. So I will. Let's see. How many successes do I need?
You need 2 to be completely successful. 1 for her to just get the names right.
Okay.
But she might like fuck up a pronoun or something, right? Like.
All right. Well, let's not take any chances here. And I think like my eyes light up with this. Like you can literally see fire in them, and like the camera does that thing where the like zoom changes, the depth of field changes, and the like hallway gets extra long behind me.
Yeah.
And I get 2 successes.
Awesome, but you lose one of them. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Yeah, she's like there's literal steam coming off you, right? Like these clothes were like freshly washed or whatever, and you're like literally.
So there's just this little.
Yeah. Cool. So I had the idea of I wanna help you here. I wanna build you up a little bit. The idea here is that I wanna say like hey, like we're doing it. Like this is really like we're doing a good job. Like I want to say that we're working towards something and it's going well. And in a way to like just keep like encouraging and keep this momentum going.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. Do you want to be like is that trying to create something in? So the difference here is, are you trying to create something in, or build up something in Scipio that isn't already there, or are you trying to like restore that which is there and like keep?
Yeah, I think it's to restore things that need to be replaced. Yeah. I think that but I think this whole scene is literally just like us like sitting down and like being kind of served and stuff, and like it's just an eye glance at each other, being like, "We're doing it," you know?
That's totally legit. Yeah. That's water to tend to things, right? You're
being like, don't lose hope. It's working.
Yeah.
So I think so. Yeah, we see you guys like go in and be announced by Lucretia, right? And everyone in the room is just like she's as soon as she says the word Scipio, everyone in the room is just like dead silent, right? Like they're like, what? Right? And you can see so Ami's the head of the that runs the hospice. Is there? There are two landowners, including Rizzo's father, Cortus, and I think Rizzo is there, like sitting next to him, right, just to be an arsehole, like, because Rizzo's like the firstborn son of Cortus, so like is a citizen, and will inherit. So like Cortus and Rizzo are there, and like and then your uncle is sat at the head of the table. And yeah, they're all like, and like everyone's silent, and your uncle kind of like cradles his head in his hand a little, and like Cortus like looks to the others and be like, I knew this kind of like trouble would happen, yeah,
the old "I told you so" look.
Yeah, exactly, because like your uncle Vamis obviously can't keep his house in order. So yeah.
And is there like, I'm kind of thinking in an apocalypse world kind of mindset, but I really want for Scipio to be like reading this whole scene and just like identifying the places to push so that I can draw a wedge between my uncle and all the townsfolk to like get on his side by like crapping on the people who are pissing him off. Essentially, I want to
roll self-check to use your senses and mind.
Cool. So
you probably only need one success.
And here we can, because there's not like a binary like yes no here. You can just ask me questions from the statistics, which are just out of like a couple of different apocalypse-based games. So
okay,
cool. Yeah, we can kind of work in that same spirit. Okay.
I mean, this game is like, especially from the GM end, like it's PBTA at a certain level.
Totally. Okay, so I've got 3 self dice. I'm gonna just keep being like, I think Scipio is just like bringing all of his power to bear right now, because this is like his re-emergence into the society that he feels he needs to just like iron-fistedly hold on to his place in it. And so 2 successes, no losses.
Ooh, awesome. Nice. So that's 2 questions from the list if you want them. So that's on handout number 1. What's happened here recently? What's about to happen? What threatens me here? What is useful or valuable to me?
Right.
And what is not? What it appears to be.
Yes.
Yeah, so what threatens me here? Like, who people should be the real target of my ire?
Cortus is dressed way more formally and way more fancily than he should be for this event. He is clearly intending to make some kind of move.
Yeah, he's like trying to get leverage here.
Yeah.
Great. And then what here is useful or valuable to me? In my goal of like changing allegiances here, right? Of like,
yeah, I mean your uncle is your uncle is nervous. He is there, like you can see that he's trying to appease people. It's pretty clear that he feels like he's under threat from something, and it's usually in these sorts of situations, it's his social standing is under threat, and that's the thing that he's like operating on. I think you probably are working out that Cortus and is making a power play at your uncle.
Right. Okay.
And I think you're working this out as there's like ridiculously small talk, like like how are the crops and things like that, and you're like, what is going on here? I'm gonna give you also because of that. They're trying whatever that is. They're trying to hide it from you specifically.
Oh, good. And so at some point I'll just like cut through the small talk, and like address my uncle. What's my uncle's name again?
Varmis.
Varmis, yeah. Just like, Uncle Varmis, country life is terribly dull, isn't it? I've been so very bored since I've come here. Don't you think? Don't you agree? Everything's just so small, and I like look at the other man and just give him this glare. I'm just like, squabbling, rumors. It's all just it's like a children's sandbox.
Cool. Are you trying to like rip down Cortus's reputation? Like you trying to,
or like incite him?
Yeah,
either
right.
Or.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can either. Oh yeah, that would still be his patience, I think. Like you're either trying to wear down his patience or his reputation.
Yeah, and I think it's more his patience. I just want him to like get mad at me and fuck up his play with my uncle, essentially.
Cool.
Like I want him to like expose himself for what he really is. So yeah, maybe cool. I am really attacking his reputation though, because I'm trying to incite him so that he will make some blunder that will expose him as being a small-minded country noble.
Did we roll for our significant look between player characters earlier for the water dice?
Oh no, we totally didn't do that. We didn't actually roll.
No, I never actually ended up rolling.
Let's roll for that because it might make the difference between your ability to
to be able to
rolling both my water here.
I was just embodying my character so hard that I forgot that anyone else existed and blindly pursued what I wanted. So I'm sorry, Eric.
And Eric's playing the like.
I'm playing this. I'm playing this quiet, soft, supportive character. Like I was. Yeah. This
you're playing a water bear. Like you've got so many water. That's what happens. Like water characters are always quite reactive and supportive, right? Like
So.
Cool.
Gain one and lose one. I have the choice, but it probably would help you. So you've lost fire, right?
Yeah, one fire and one earth. Yeah, but I feel like fire is probably...
Yeah, I was going to boost your fire again.
It is time for fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right.
Or at least that's how Scipio feels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so, I'm like kind of like mostly addressing my uncle, but this is just to like, push the other guy out of the conversation.
It actually makes sense that I didn't roll just yet, because in fact this might have been another exchange glance of being like we're doing it, and now it's like you're getting ready to argue with them, and you look back and you see me, and you're like, we need to still do this. Keep strong,
just like,
right? Like, so I think that's what it represents. So.
Yeah, and I keep looking back at you to give you this look of like, and this is how you talk to the nobility, and like this is how you're going to get by in the city, is by being this kind of person. Because this is also about our relationship.
So I think I'm going to spend 2 points of air for Cortus to try and like deflect, right? Like, so the first 2 successes are not going to do any damage. So it's 3 up is to actually hit him.
Okay. Well, I will come at him with 3d4 of fire. We'll go capital D. Oh no.
Wow.
Okay.
I should have gone all in. Damn it.
I mean, so like, I want to know how you're using the literal element of flame in this thing, right?
And so, I'm like going on this diatribe, and he can just like feel himself like physically heating as he like falls under my, like, as my like eyes cross over him. He just like, his whole body just like warms up uncomfortably, and he starts like sweating.
Yeah. So I think he like turns to your uncle and is like, this is very indecorative talk from a woman. Do you allow this in your house? And your uncle's like, well, this is I think we should discuss some things. So yeah, you haven't quite penetrated the thing. And yeah, he's like, you're not a young woman anymore, Secunda. And this villa is expensive to house a single person, and we were thinking that I thought that maybe you might like to be a part of something larger than yourself. I know that you're quite a caring person, and
so like I am seeing where this is going, and I will try to like head my uncle off.
Yeah.
Just like, uncle, you know better than to even broach that topic with me. I will be returning to the Metropoli, the place that I have earned, carved out with much work, just like you. That is where I belong, not here among these sick and those who spend too much time around them. I like look again at my rival. And I'm just trying to like just be like, no, remember, I'm like,
yeah, I think Rizzo's like, so yeah, what do you, you're trying to like,
I try to like just deflect that whole topic.
Yeah, I think that's air.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're just avoiding it, essentially. You're like jujitsuing verbally.
I mean, the thing is that like if you can avoid enough of it, because there's exhaustion on both sides, both on the NPC side and the GM side.
Also, I have a question. So, from my self roll earlier, do I get any kind of like mechanical ping forward?
I mean, yeah, not mechanically.
It's just to give me fictional positioning to be able to make it cool. Great. And then also, so similarly with our previous roll, like Earth roll, to like get ourselves presented and all that kind of stuff.
So that creating the Earth roll means that they will have to, if they
spend more against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, great. And so I will make this air roll to deflect. And I will part of my deflection, I'm going to rope in Romano into this. So I'll like reveal my plan for the future, where I just say, me and this young man, and I gesture to Romano, will be returning to the city. I'm going to teach him the ways of the place. He will be the head of my household. So I'm like, he's not going to be a citizen, but I'm just like, this guy will be my head slave. He's going to be the most important slave. And so I'm just like, this is my plan.
Yeah, I mean, roll. Okay, so here's the thing. Deflection is and building that plan, building that proposal are separate. Right? You're doing two things there. You're deflecting and you're proposing.
I'm like setting up one move afterwards. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So we'll start with my deflect. I'm sure I'm just going to lose this die anyways, so I may as well make it a D8 roll. I may as well bend.
Okay, talk to me about how you're bending.
And
what does this look like? You're physically bending the air. What are you doing? Are you?
And so I like stand up from my chair.
And
I'm like I kind of flap in the breeze a little bit, and my hair catches a little bit of wind, and I just look like majestic as shit.
Yeah,
you're like, we're wearing like the nicest.
No. You forget that I am an amazing man.
Yeah.
And so and I kind of get like the sparkle going a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I gesture to Romano. There's like he like feels this like burst of wind behind him, and it like pulls him out of his seat, so he has to stand up next to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it makes me like very straight and tall, right? Like,
exactly. And I'm just like
head up, like.
as if I had like pulled you up like a puppet, almost just like
Yeah.
you're gonna stand up straight. Yeah, so that'll be us presenting, and it works. We carry it.
Awesome, cool, yeah. So that you deflect that one like thing coming at you.
And then I put forward this proposal of like, oh no, I'm going back to the city. I'm gonna like, and I think maybe like my father is dead, which is how I managed to have this opportunity to like who I am anyways. And so I'll just say like, my father's home has been empty all this time that I've been gone, and I will not have his ghost wandering the halls lonely without us.
It's your birthright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
reclaim your birthright.
In my head, the Kraken voice is like in character.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to sound deeper. Yeah.
So the thing is here, you've already got one Earth dice on you for your presence and your authority, the authority within this conversation. So this is about, you're going to roll Earth to see if you can to build up more authority in the conversation.
Yeah. It's just like establishing that momentum. Okay.
Can I help?
Yes.
Scipio? Okay,
yes,
perfect.
You definitely can.
Yeah, because now that I'm up there, and so, boy, what do I actually say, though, to help?
Because this could almost be, like, you leading the role, because you could, like, detail this plan that we just made up.
I was thinking I was going to detail the plan of being like, I take care of people my whole life. I've been here my whole life, preparing and helping stuff. It's natural to me, or, like, I can... I will make... I mean, I'm sorry, I'm failing at the words other than saying, like, I will make you look good. You know what I mean? But in effect, that's what the details of the plan go around. Say.
That sounds great.
Okay. I think I'm gonna dump all my Earth dice into this.
Yes.
I'm just gonna do it. And I think Earth is D6.
D6. Yeah. So yeah, like at this point, you're standing and Cordis is like trying to get a word in, so we're trying to see whether or not he can.
I'm trying to think of a way if actually it would be better to set the scene if I'm bending it, and that would be like something about the age of the stones and me helping maybe like repair this place and like putting my hands like to the stones or like the floors or something like I've swept these floors and I've like cleaned these things my whole life. So I think,
and maybe this even like expands the scope a little bit because you've come by and cleaned the villa every now and then, and so you can just like gesture to this villa as an example. How like
stone and
good you are at taking care of things.
Exactly. We maintain this place. Yeah, like this place is a seat of honor, and look how well it's been kept. All right, got 2 successes.
Awesome. And Andrew, how many are you getting?
And so I'm just helping with like normal talking.
Yeah. So just so you're aware, Cordis is going to attack you with 3. So you need to get at least 1 more success to not take any damage to your reputation.
Well, I hope this one die is enough.
I tried. I truly tried.
He's trying to talk over you, and that's all that matters, right? Like this is the difference between being talked over by a man, by a cis man, or not.
Yeah. Okay. So then, actually, we gotta get some magic in here. I think what it is we're like talking, and I'm watching him as Romano is like talking about how he'll make these halls like proud again. And all that kind of stuff to like honor our family. And I see him start to like open his mouth. And you were talking about how like earthbending can like heal bones and stuff. I just use it to like lock his jaw. Like he goes to speak and he can't.
Yep. That's amazing.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
works.
All right. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Awesome. So
and he gets to. I think it's so poetic too because he gets to feel what it's like to be in the silenced.
Yeah, definitely.
Or whatever, right?
And you hear and like Rizzo like looks. Say something, father. Where else will I find a wife? And like, And it's like I can't be stuck with trash like this forever. Like gesturing towards Romano.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's cold in the shade.
Romano, there's a fire coming at you.
I know.
You've got one Earth. The thing
Yeah.
is, if you don't deflect or deal with it, that Earth is going to get knocked away. Your authority in the conversation is going to be back at like.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna eat it. I think I'm gonna eat that Earth,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna like stand stoically.
Cool.
Like
Right.
I'm gonna let it like it, just falls off me, but it certainly eats the Earth. Like it was painful.
So that Earth that you got from being dressed fancily, like, has been chanced to that.
Yeah. Ooh, I feel a little deflated.
He pointed out that you're just nicely dressed trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's this plan, and and yeah, your uncle says, but you will need a husband to lead to be head of the household. Surely Rizzo here can. He is young, but he is certainly from a good stock. He says, like gesturing towards quarters.
And I just laugh, like immediately guffaw at that statement, and I'll just like give him this withering glare, Rizzo, and just be like, "I'm twice the man his father is, certainly, and that petulant boy bears the marks of my beating him in the streets over his insolence earlier today, or like earlier this. It's not the same day, is it?
It's the same day.
Or yeah, it is the same day. Yeah, so like earlier today."
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like you're knocking him down, right? Like, I mean, they've spent so much that they've only got two dice left available. So if you want to deal 2 fire damage,
so
they're gonna, like, even if they defend against them, they're going to exhaust them.
Right? So it's by attrition, if nothing else. Yeah. So I'll roll 1d4, and I'm going to bring myself into this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like it's less about the like cutting nature of my words and more just about like me maintaining this really imperious bearing while they like kind of are like cowering.
Yeah. Do you need help from
Maul
Buddy or from Romano, or are you good on your own?
I don't feel like I need or that it's appropriate that I would receive help in this case.
Yeah,
that's
the best. That's the better way of putting it than what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, 2d12.
So using
so 1 fire, 2 self. I get 1 success and 2 losses.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. In which case, I mean, that's you've like, he's like, your father, your uncle is like, we recognize you've made a life for yourself. Like, but this is indecorous.
It wasn't indecorous when I was earning our family's fortune in the metropoli. It has only become indecorous now that these petty rumor-mongering, bushwhacking nobles have something to say about it. And even then only to try to marry me into their line, such as it is. No. We are bigger than this. Our family does not need to listen to these people. We can come here and take what we need and leave, and they will stay here.
Yeah, cool. So, I mean, I think you're defending against an attack. So there is but one damage coming at you, and if you defend against it, that dice becomes dead.
Yeah, and then they're
out. Yeah,
they're out. Okay.
Yeah, it's like season 1 to some Grecian fantasy house of cards. No, it's like you building your fortune.
Oh wow, and Eric, your character is like totally tapped out.
Yeah, I'm tapped out.
You're just emotionally drained.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably like for Romano, this is like being in way over his head. If again, you'll pardon a height-based joke.
It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. It's cool.
Okay, and so what do I need to roll in order to defend myself? Is this Earth?
But defend isn't Earth.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna roll.
The difference between, so that we understand, the difference between defending and dodging is that defending is slightly more difficult mathematically, like as far as the percentages. But if you're successful, you kill the dice that attack
You thwart their attack rather than just
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, and I think I'm gonna roll in my 2 self dice. And again, it's just like through sheer force of will, Scipio is trying to like carve out a like path through all the like bullshit of society. And so like anyone else would have like bowed their head by now.
Yeah.
It was just like standing up to all of it with this like bitter, iron-fisted intensity, despite like illness and all this other stuff. I get a success.
Oh God.
1 success means that one of their attacking dice becomes dead, which is the only dice they had left. So therefore, the argument is settled. They are not. You're not going to get fucking married.
And I love too that like it's not clean. It was just like this stubborn refusal to give ground, and eventually everyone just like gives up trying to change.
Yeah, the game is about exhaustion at a certain level, right? Like,
it's about labor.
Cool. I think at this point, like we, like one of the, I think Sister Teresa like bursts in through the doors and looks at the two of you and says, which of you is tending to Brother Matthew this morning?
And I look at Romano, like clearly it was you.
I'm gonna spend my air to deflect this. Emily, it was not I.
Yeah, do it.
Couldn't have been me. I didn't. Oh no! You know what I say? It couldn't have been me. I didn't have. I used. Here's something I want to say. I want to use Rizzo. I want to blame Rizzo because I had his bucket, and I said it was Rizzo's bucket was in use.
Oh yeah, they were treated with water from Rizzo's vessel.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Thank you. That's what I'm deflecting there. It's not /R. It's air. And air. Remind me again. D8, right?
D8, yeah.
Nope.
Yep. No. She's like, but you tended him, and now he has, and now a spirit is within him. You didn't. I need all of you. I need all of you. And she just like the three of you, like including Rizzo, and come. There is work to be done. And I think that's like where we close.
Okay.
Like if we were to continue, we would deal with the consequences of this morning.
Yeah, this is just a day in the life.
Yeah.
We were having a nice dinner party.
It was a lovely dinner party. Yeah, there was a marriage proposal, and but yeah, I think that's a good place to call it.
Great, no, that's awesome.
That was good.
I really enjoy how the nice like unifiedness of the mechanic, the like core dice mechanic in this game. It's really great. It's really great.
Well, yeah, I think it's a good way of having you lose things, but like, you know how like so many games you take damage and your arm gets lost and now you can't do things with your arm, whereas this kind of like readdresses it as like the things about you internally, which I think is nice. I'm just glad the dice mechanic works at all, because the math required to get it to work is insane. But
yeah, it's really complicated trying to design that stuff. So.
Yeah, that's something that I was trying to pick up. I'm trying to see when is it best to defend? You know, if I'm if I'm going to roll a water, but I don't have water, so I'm going to use or like air, but I'm going to use my fire as opposed to earth and that kind of stuff. Like, I think there's a way of doing that which can then influence your play of like how you would like emotionally respond. But like I feel like starting out right now, it was much better to just do the opposite of being like, well, I want to emotionally respond this way, and so that I will evoke these things this way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but I think the reverse is true too. But that takes a little bit of learning.
Yeah, you have to learn. For instance, Earth is not actually as good at its own actions as all the others are, but it's also one of the better ones to use for outside of its realm.
Mm-hmm. Like it's really good at filling in for air or water.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a bunch of neat stuff going on with the connectedness.
Yeah.
Of those.
I think you guys did really well. Like you guys picked that up pretty quickly and seemed to like glide with that pretty well, which is really nice. And I like that we got to have a social combat because that's one of my favorite things to do with this. Is to do combat, but like not with physical violence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The trick then is working out. The trick then is working out if you are going to bend the elements. What does that look like?
Yeah, because you can't just like throw rocks at them.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it makes it more thematic. Yeah. I like this. I have a question for you though, Ash. What was it like with only 2 players? Was it really different? Was this really different than your experience?
PvP happened a lot quicker than I expected. Like PvP happened a lot quicker than it usually does. With your like bickering, which is cool. It also meant that I made sure to keep. So you weren't dealing with anyone with more than 3 dice in anything.
Mm-hmm.
All of your opponents were all like the lowest level opponents, so 3 dice opponents.
Yeah, it's kind of like the scope has to narrow a bit for
exactly.
players.
Yeah, so I can't throw like the death train at you or something like that. Right? I've run similar scenarios to this with a hospice type thing before, and one of the things that people have, one of the things I like to throw at people is the train that they ship the bodies away on. But there's like 10 dice, and like if you're going to go up against that, it's going to fuck you up if there's only 2 players. So, but I like the fact that we got like this much more intimate story out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's one of my favorites when you're playing with fewer people. Is just how much focus it gets onto either like 1 or 2 relationships. Yeah,
I think it's interesting that we definitely saw the way that having more water dice means that your character like affects the way that your character plays, right? And having more fire dice affects the way that your character plays, because because you had all these fire dice, like your character was like fire is ambition, it's drive, it's violence, and all these sorts of things, and your character then kind of like steals a lot of the ends up with a lot of the story behind them because they're the ones that are
directly pursuing whatever the goal is.
And water gets this water becomes this thing of like I'm supporting and I'm healing, but I'm also a very, very emotional backbone. Romano was the one being like calming your emotions and things like that, being like that like heart of the thing. Right, because that's because that's what water often is.
It was fun having that pairing of characters as well, where one is like really considerate of the other, and the like ways in which they are able to express that to each other. And in this case, it was very indirect between the 2 characters. Like I liked that scene where Romano was just like outside dealing with things and like giving me space to like pull myself together, and then my way of being nice was to like kind of do this thing like there was a literal wall between us, but we were still trying to like do things for each other.
Exactly. Me too.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that.
Cool. So what was the name of this game?
This is The Republic. If you are interested in it, thereepublic.machinespirit.net, or you can find it on both itch.io and on drivethrurpg.com.
Cool.
It's in early access, so elements of it may change yet, based on feedback from people. I've got a couple of notes about things that I want to take another look at from this game, but like that core like dice mechanic, elemental dice mechanic is pretty
Pretty solid. Yeah.
It is really solid.
It's mostly GMing stuff that still needs a bit of tweaking.
Yeah.
Because often I find that like if I'm even running that game, I found that I would just kind of buff forth rather than checking the numbers a bit, which is so that means that I've got to streamline that a bit.
Yeah. No. Something I think was very interesting was our world building. And I think being able to I don't know, I liked how I liked our world that we ended up coming up with. I liked that a lot. It worked. It made the story feel a little bit more real. So I'm interested in seeing where the world stuff, like how to help tie your stuff into the world, or like how to invoke those sort of themes as in later parts of this book. To kind of,
like we have a section in there that talks about the fact that the Republic doesn't have to be Greco-Roman. It could be like a solar punk, beautiful glass gleaming city, which is one that I've had someone else run for me, which is really cool. Because the important thing is the actual societal structure rather than the physicality of it, the actual physical nature.
So, yeah, no, I like it. It's really cool. I was thinking about how I just been thinking about this kind of in general, and I feel like this might work just well for the Republic. Like downfalls, beginning steps of how you design a world based on like everyone selects a couple elements. But then again, this might not be the best. That's for more of like a one-shot scenario. But if you wanted a setting never played yet, you kind of like start developing the world. And I think having something that we really harped on, and something that you did really well as a GM, I think, was harping in on traditions and like what are the actions of the religion, right? And like you making us like answer those questions, and then using that in play was like the big kind of like drawing from setting creation to play that I think that's a GM skill that could be more explicit, I think, to help people to come up with these things. And then we have these traditions, and what are these traditions? How do they get physically symbolized in our society? And that becomes symbols of either the Republic itself, or like the punk part of it, or like the rebellion part of it, right? Definitely. Depending on how you want to look at it, and having those symbols to like constantly like chip away at, or like empower you with, or like watch them kind of change through play helps a lot. So I think you harping on that early was a really good idea.
I think that was a really strong technique.
Yeah,
it was really good.
So that was awesome. Good job. That was fun. I know it felt like I was kind of like passive today, and that kind of stuff. But no, I had a lot of fun.
I really liked your character as as a support character. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's what I was definitely shooting for, that bumping up water and earth, being like, that's what I kind of expected to be, someone who was more like it's just supportive.
It was also really fun to play characters within this game where your characters are explicitly transgressive, but both of our characters were trying to like get back in. And I just
right. Like that gave me your character's desire to do that gave me gave me a really strong thing, because I offered you the opportunity to get back in, but not in the way you wanted, right? Like
exactly,
and stuff. You're like, no, really, it's not. No.
That whole. It's like one of my favorite principle from Monster Hearts is the one where Avery's like, accept the characters but only conditionally. So it's like you're constantly giving them what they want, but with this like horrible like twist on it all the time. It's always this like compromised, gross feeling.
Yeah, it's an apple with a razor blade in it.
Yeah, which is like perfect for this kind of game, because it really hammers home how people like with good intentions still like oppress everyone all the time, and how like society is constantly putting that pressure on you.
Yeah. Being like, why won't you accept my good gift? It's like, it's not good, but it's good. I like that.
You people love this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah,
it's very meaningful. So that's awesome.
Yeah. So this was a really good game. I'm really happy with it.
And it's recorded forever.
Yeah.
So, the best kind of playtest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, where can people find you?
You can find me on the internet I'm at Commuting Crow on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. I have a Patreon. All of those things you can find by way of my Twitter profile if you want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm designing a game. I'm just starting out. Is not as cool as Ash's game, but I'm trying to get there. And my game is about like magical girl anime type stories, but has similar themes, which I'm sure is why Eric did a little matchmaking here. Similar themes of like, you know, struggles in the face of oppression and that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, you can check me out.
I
and
also
I'm doing
just
all
wanted
of
to
my
play with you
development.
again.
I'm doing all of my development live on Twitch, so you can like watch me fumble through.
That's very honest. I really appreciate that, you know. I feel like there's like two different kind of styles of doing things on Twitch, especially when it comes to role-playing games. It's like you have the role-play, like, high-produced value show, and then you also have, like, no, but this is really what it's like, and this is really what it's like to play a game. It's okay if it's a little messy. And I think highlighting that design thing, because it's super intimidating, right? And like
I'm
being
certainly intimidated.
And
this
like
is fucking terrifying. Like, it's like, it's always, design is fucking scary.
Yeah, so
it's really good that you're doing that like openly, because like I'm trying to like with this game, trying to get feedback is so valuable, and the earlier you can do that, the better your product is.
Yeah, no, this is definitely this is really cool. I guess the only other like feedback I think for the Republic right now, I mean it's not that great of a one-shot game, right?
I know, right? You want to keep, you need to.
Because you have these goals, and like unless we're like at the end of the session is like, did I achieve this goal or not, right? And like if that's something that we're like structuring play.
That's a good question. So like at the end of the session, what we should do is check our goals. Did we make progress? Did we do something based on our belief, like what we believe part?
Yeah, right.
And did we achieve the thing, and we can give ourselves some healing from that.
Yeah, like that's what I'm trying to think. Like that's what I'm trying to think about. Like how does this wrap up, or like how does this carry on to the next session, and what does that look like? You know, like how do we know like we did a good job, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Besides, I mean, we had fun, right?
If you can give me an instance of you acting because of your belief, like the first half of your calling,
right?
Then you get 1 dice back, which is just the same as like being healed. But if you did the thing you're going to do about it, if you completed that action, then you get all of your dice back. So
exactly. So that's also like, I think that, to be fair, that's also kind of like a personal thing of me right now, is that I'm really interested in how games reward success, and answering that question. So that's something I was just thinking I had on the brain, that like what does that look like? So that's awesome. This was good.
I'm disappointed that with a 2-player game, it's kind of like I would have felt like an asshole if I killed one of you. But at the same time, like we have a really interesting death mechanic because that's how advancement works. Death. So
Well, we nearly got there.
Yeah,
nearly got there.
Real close.
Exactly. Like if I'd managed to get you down to 0, it would have been like, okay, you know, we beat you into submission. You get married now. Like,
oh god.
Yeah. Oh boy, that would have been.
I love the softer kinds of death too, right? Like that's still totally dying.
Yeah.
It's like Scipio getting married.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like if you'd achieved that death, if that death had happened to you, like with you being beaten down, you could have picked refusal, right? Which is refusing to die, but like
at what cost?
So, you know.
No, the death's gonna be like, okay, so next session, you are now Mrs. and like, and let's just pick up from there now. Like the wedding has happened and everything, and now the next big thing happens. Yeah. So this is cool. Yeah. So Ash, hey, thank you for coming on. How can people find you on the internets and stuff? Where's everything?
Yeah. So my handle is Acegiak, ACEGIAK. That's my Twitter. Acegiak.net is my website. That on like Google Plus and things. You can find out about the game, The Republic, therepublic.machinespirit.net. And then on there's a little Google Plus community that we're talking about this. I'm always on Twitter chatting about stuff, being like, hey guys, I had this like weird idea for like, what if we had airships in the Republic, and what if the rules, and people are like, no, that's stupid. So like I'm on Twitter a lot, chat about stuff.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is that for our community, you're in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
the
mean,
hard part is
yeah.
the time zones of coordinating. To like, I always see your posts too late. I'm like, I missed them.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
you got me just after breakfast this morning.
Yeah, that's right. It's 7 o'clock at night over here.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. So, anyways, all right, and of course you can find me on EricVulgaris on Twitter and EricVulgaris on YouTube and everything like that, which is where this VOD will be going shortly. This was great. This was what a nice way for me to spend my. I had an awesome weekend, and this was a nice little nightcap for my weekend. So thank
Awesome.
you so much. This was great. I love playing new games, and like I love when they jive really well. And this is a game that certainly feels like it's jiving, and I can't wait to see like there's definitely space for it to like I don't know like it's like you have the great straight structure and framework and it's getting built and I can see like the designs and stuff and now it's just like the last couple like things I think to get circled around and I'm excited to see what they look like and I'm excited to see how this game continues to grow and I definitely want to play it again because this is great. This is awesome. So and I want to hear how other people ended up playing their game and what their games were like. So
Yeah, I want to hear about all the different versions of like, I want to hear about other people's republics.
yeah, exactly. So that was fun. That would do it for us tonight. So take care, everybody. I'll be back next Friday. We'll be back next Friday because of Christmas. Ooh, it might end up just kind of taking a week off. I don't know. Follow me on Twitter and we'll see. We may get some stuff scheduled and squared away. So this inspired me. I want to go back to work now. I might actually look at some of these mechanics. I'm trying to make a rap game. I'm really excited about the idea of using rap and rhyming and poetry and limericks in a game that could be rewarding while also being fair. Particularly, I really want to do like Alexander Hamilton. So I don't know. We're figuring it out. But this is inspiring. I see you guys design these games, and I got to do it. So maybe I'll spend next week contemplating some more designs and stuff. So we'll see. I don't know. So that's it today. Take care, everybody. So long. See ya.